Yes. What is there to talk about? You don't want to hear that f***ed up shit. Fine. I grew up in abusive households. Nothing special. William was and still is a bloody workaholic that has never cared about anyone or anything. Mother didn't give a shit about me nor my siblings, but to be fair, I never did either. I enjoyed my siblings' screams, especially Evan's. I don't know. Maybe I too was a psychopath, like the man I despise the most. I was an addict in high school, so that never helped at all either. Smoking, drinking, my drug use of cocaine, marijuana, mushrooms, even tried heroin. It nearly killed me. Kinda wish it did. I started this reckless behavior around 13, maybe 14. But once my family started dying, I took it to another level. I almost went to juvie because of it. Even if they did, they probably wouldn't care. My mother probably would have encouraged it. It's funny. She gets mad at me for it now. Of course. What else would give me the sense of pleasure? Don't skip over the story. I got ahead of myself. The crying child. My brother. His death actually managed to get me in prison. That was the beginning of my karma. William managed to get me out after a month, but the only reason he did that was because I'm his remnant tester, and there was no one else left at the time. I had nightmares in that prison, you know. I could see my brother's blood on my hands. I still do too. Hallucinations. I'd cry myself to sleep every night. Have I even mentioned the voice in my head? It's not just a voice anymore. But back then it would torment me. It still does. Evan would be brought up a lot in those moments. The day where his head split in two. Crying, screaming, sirens. It reminds in my head every day. saw them all die. Except Mum. I remember Elizabeth's horrific scream as Circus Baby devoured her. I stood there helpless and still. William's death was pleasing now that I look back. His bones snapping, the sound of his blood spilling. He never screamed for long, though. His vocal cords were destroyed. I did try saving him, because what would I do on my own? I was stopped by my own brother, but I didn't know that at the time. Soon enough, it was my turn. I took the job at Circus Babies to find my sister. It was quite the delusional quest, you'd think, but I knew she was still here. It was the remnant. Maybe reconnecting with her would ease me, but instead I met my demise. An endoskeleton obsessed with freedom and manipulation tricked not just me, but every animatronic in the underground. He brutally ripped out all my organs, then picked out each of my bones still connected in my limbs to crawl in my body and use me as a goddamn costume. That sounds fun, doesn't it? Imagine seeing your intestines and every organ all splattered out in front of you while you're still conscious, and at the same time a killer robot is climbing into your skin. It hurts like hell. I caught myself in quite the predicament, in pain you can never imagine. That's the power of being scooped. Oh, I rotted away slowly. Quite literally. I realized that there was no way for me to actually die, but the same didn't apply to the others. So, why not free those who were still trapped by my monster of a father? I began to burn everything. Flames seemed to be the only way to free them. Once that endoskeleton left my body, I picked up new jobs and burned all the locations. I picked up an unhealthy habit in this. The sight of such beautiful heat, it destroyed everything. It made me feel like all my worries went away. It was a comfort to me. Want to know what's better? I completed a goal I had since my father was alive with this addiction. Free them all. Maybe I could make up for my sins. I look back on that and think how stupid it was. You can't erase the past. Just accept your karma. Suffer for eternity. Seems like the best plan, right? God, the backstory is traumatic, isn't it? It's too bad when your father is a psychopath, you get some of the traits from him too. I feel drained all the time. More than that, dying sucks. I wouldn't recommend it. Live your life while you can. You never know what's around the corner.